So I would like to tell all of you the story of such a Bindas Bhakt. Haribol. So I don't know what to speak. There are so many important. Today is the appearance day of Sri Advaita Acharya. Beg your pardon, Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Sri Gadadhar Pandit. And then day after tomorrow is Akshay Tritiya. And who knows, one by one, what are the different events that happened on Akshay Tritiya, which is day after tomorrow, Sunday. Raise your hand and tell one by one. I can tell one. Okay. Shama Chandrika Mataji.
Draupadi Mata got
Akshay Patra from
Suryadev.
Draupadi Mata got Yudhishthir Maharaj stood in the river. Give credit to the husband. Yudhishthir Maharaj did tapasya. Yudhishthir Maharaj got the Akshay Patra from Suryadev and he gave it to Draupadi Devi. Haribol. Yes. Bhagwan Parshuram appeared on the day of Akshay Tritiya. Yes. Yes, Mataji. Krishna accepted the chipped rice from Sudama Vipra. Haribol. Wait, let's give chance to others. Who else? Aro Prabhu. Homework for you. Make a list of all the things that happened on Akshay Tritiya. Yes, Priyanka, your hand went up. Okay, Radha.
Mother Ganga descended from the heaven into
Haribol. Gangaji appeared on this earth planet on the day of Akshay Tritiya. Anything to do with Jagannath? The construction of the Rath of Jagannath Baladev Subhadra begins on Sunday, on Akshay Tritiya. Haribol. So in this way, Akshay Tritiya, Ananga Sundar Mataji, are you forgetting anything?
There's also Treta Yuga begins on Akshay Tritiya. Treta Yuga began on Akshay Tritiya.
So now tell me which story I should speak.
Gadadhar Pandit.
Hare Krishna.
Says that.
Did you take help of the internet? Are you in the net of the internet?
Mahabharata started initiation by
Who wrote Mahabharata? Who wrote? Give credit to the scribe Bhagavan. Yes, Ganeshji wrote and Bhagavan Vyasdev dictated. So that also started or culminated? Started on Akshay Tritiya. So many auspicious events on Sunday. So, Shri Gadadhar Pandit, what should I speak on? Quickly tell me, we have only half an hour or 20 minutes.
Whatever is your favorite.
Gadadhar Pandit. But many devotees may not know about Shri Gadadhar Pandit. Okay, but I will speak on something on Shri Gadadhar Pandit. Around 500 years ago, in Bengal, Srimati Radharani appeared as Shri Gadadhar Pandit. And Shri Krishna appeared as Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Brajendra Nandana Jai, Shashi Sutta, Hoilo Se. Shri Krishna came as Shachinandan Gaur Hari, and Krishna never comes alone. He always comes with Srimati Radharani. So Shri Gadadhar Pandit came as Srimati Radharani. Both of them came to teach bhakti. To teach bhakti to the people of Kali Yuga. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in a very pure Brahmin family of Shri Jagannath Mishra and Srimati Shachi Mata. So they had Shaligram Bhagwan, Shaligram Shila in their house. It was a very beautiful, round Damodar Shaligram Shila with Chakra. A Damodar Shaligram Shila is a black round Shila with a Vadan, a hole, and on the floor and on the roof of that Vadan, there is a Chakra. That is Damodar Shaligram Shila. Every Shaligram Shila is Krishna or Lord Vishnu. but there are different characteristics of Shila by which you can identify. Is this Damodar Shila? Is this Narsimha Shila? Is this Narayan Shila? Is this Varahadev? Is this Vamandev? There are different Shilas. So this Shaligram Shila that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had was Damodar Shaligram Shila. And they also had a deity of Chaturbhuj, Shri Adhokshaja. What was the name? Adhokshaja. Akshaja? Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this was after the disappearance of Sri Jagannath Mishra. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father, Sri Jagannath Mishra, departed from this world, and his elder brother Vishwarup also left house and took sannyas. It was just Shachimata and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu living in the house. And of course, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beloved wife, Sri Vishnu Priya Devi. Three of them were living. Grahastha. So every morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Ganga Snan, and then come home. And what is the first duty of a Grahastha when we take a bath in the house? To do puja. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take Ganga Snan, and he would come, and Sri Vishnu Priya Devi and Shachimata would keep everything ready for puja. Flowers, sandalwood paste, dhoop, deep, cloth, water, the plates, the conch shells, everything washed, chamar, everything they would keep ready. And not only that, they would keep bhog ready for Lord Damodar and Adhokshaja to eat. They would cook breakfast and keep. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go for Ganga Snan with his friends. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's best friend was Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Sri Mukunda Datta also, but Sri Gadadhar Pandit was the best friend. So Sri Gadadhar Pandit, Mukund Datta and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were classmates. Mukund Datta is an avatar of one of the dear friends of Srimati Radharani. One Gopi from Vrindavan, friend of Srimati Radharani, she came as Mukund Datta. Mukunda Sarkar of Sri Khanda is an incarnation of Tulsi Devi, Sri Vrinda Devi. But Mukund Datta, who used to sing, he is an incarnation of Srimati Radharani Sakhi from Golok Vrindavan. So they are all divine personalities. So they used to go and take Ganga Snan and come back. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do Achaman and he would enter into the puja room, into the mandir of the house, to worship Shaligram Shila and Adhokshaja. And as soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would pick up the Damodar Shaligram Shila, Sri Chaitanya, just by touching, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel that I am touching Krishna. Now imagine if Krishna gives darshan, Yogesh Prabhu. Imagine if Krishna gives darshan and you get to touch Krishna. Will it be a casual touch? Hey, how are you? Hey, what's up? No. Touching Krishna. This is an opportunity after so many lifetimes. I'm getting to touch Krishna. You'll, with so much awe, respect, you'll touch and you'll never forget that touch. Touching Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that Shaligrama Shilayantu Sakshat Shri Krishna Sevanam Nityam Sannihista Tatra Vasudevo Jagadguru. Shri Krishna is eternally residing as Shaligram Shila. Nityam Sannihista. Krishna is eternally present as Shaligram. Not that you do Prana Pradishtham and from today now, this is the Brahmotsav. There is no Brahmotsav for Shaligram Bhagwan. They are always fully Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had the realization that I am about to touch Krishna. So he would touch Shaligram Shila and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would Romanchaka Pashrutaranga Bhajo. His eyes would fill with tears, his body would start trembling, his hair would stand on end, his voice would get choke up. He could not even chant the mantras of Shaligram Seva. He could not even do Om Keshavaya Namam Narayana. You just gaze at the beautiful form of Shaligram Shila and tears of love would start dripping from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful Kamala Nayan. The Shaligram Shila would be drenched with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tears. Mahaprabhu's clothes, his chadar, dhoti would be drenched with tears. Just by holding, He has not even placed the Shaligram Shila on the asan in the patra to start Abhishek. The puja has not even begun. And already Mahaprabhu. Now, what happens when there is tears and mucus on the body because of crying? Are we in a clean state? है ना? To take bath. But take bath means not that there is bathroom next door. You have to go to Ganga, couple of kilometers away. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take the Shaligram Shila, would start crying in ecstasy, and his pranayashru, his tears of love, would bathe the Shila and also drench his clothes. And then, according to the Vidhi, the procedure of puja, you have to go take a bath. So he would place the Shaligram Bhagwan back and say, I'm very sorry, I'm contaminated, let me go take a bath, and I'll do puja. And again, Mahaprabhu would go to Ganga, take Ganga Snan, wear fresh clothes, and come and begin the puja of Shaligram And as soon as Mahaprabhu would hold Shaligram, same tears of love, Shaligram Shila would get wet. Mahaprabhu would get wet. Oh, I have to take a bath. Gadadhar Pandit, you wait here. I will take a bath. This would happen every day, 3 to 4 times. And Mahaprabhu could not even begin the puja of Shaligram He had so much love. My dear friends, we have to pray for a drop of this love, a drop of this sincerity that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing us. After 4 or 5 attempts, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would look at Gadadhar Pandit, whose tithi is today, and say, Hey Gadadhar, you are my best friend. I am so sinful that I am not even qualified to worship Shaligram. As soon as I take Shaligram Shila in my hand, I contaminate everything. I have no control. Maybe Shaligram Bhagwan does not wish to receive seva from me. Therefore, Gadadhar, can you please help me by doing Shaligram seva? And Sri Gadadhar Pandit would say, Yes, Mahaprabhu. Whatever seva I can do, I will do. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sit in the corner of the room, just gazing at Shaligram and Sri Gadadhar Pandit would do the puja every single morning. This was the routine. The deities in the house of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were worshipped by Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Later on, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started the Nam Sankirtan movement. Harinam Sankirtan. Bolo Kera Premadhan, Harinam Sankirtan. Mahaprabhu came to give the supreme wealth of Vaikuntha to all of us. And that wealth is Harinam Sankirtan, which we will do after the class in a few minutes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would become so emotional, so absorbed in Krishna Prem during the Sankirtan, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would feel intense separation from Krishna. He would chant, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? Where are you? And Mahaprabhu would look towards the sky, that Krishna is high up in the sky in Vaikuntha. Is a Krishna! Mahaprabhu would jump up and he would fall down with the crashing sound of the ground. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And again Mahaprabhu would get up. Hare Krishna! And he would jump up and he would fall down hard. And all the devotees would close their eyes. Shachi Mata would pray that may my Nimai God not get hurt. Oh Krishna, if I have done any pious activity in my life, then I ask for this only one benediction. May my Nimai not feel any pain when he falls down on the ground in ecstasy during Kirtan. And may I not see him fall. May I be absorbed in something else. She would pray like that. And Mahaprabhu one day was jumping so much and falling down so hard. Devotees were concerned that Mahaprabhu might break his bones in ecstasy. In fact, every time Mahaprabhu fell, they thought, now there is a fracture. Now there is a fracture. But nothing would happen. But Mahaprabhu was in such ecstasy on a particular day that everyone grew extremely concerned. To pacify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, some devotees made a big blunder. Would you like to know? They said, Mahaprabhu, why are you jumping up in the sky? I said, Krishna, Krishna, trying to reach Vaikuntha. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, Hridaya Deshe Gaura Tishtati, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Krishna is in your heart. Why are you pointing upwards and jumping? Krishna, Krishna. Krishna is in everyone's heart. Huh? Krishna is here in my heart. I want Krishna. I want to see Krishna. I want to see Krishna. And like Hanumanji, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started ripping his chest open. You, Krishna is here? Are you sure? Yeah, Krishna. Yes, yes, sure. Krishna is in your heart. Okay, okay. And Mahaprabhu with his nails started tearing open his chest. Hare Krishna. Yes. And blood started coming out. And Mahaprabhu kept digging deeper and deeper. Krishna, Krishna, I want you. Krishna, I want you. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Finally, Gadadhar Prabhu went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev, Krishna is there in your heart, but Krishna is here also as Shaligram Bhagwan. Krishna is in the mandir. Look, look, look. You don't have to rip your chest open. Just look, look. Krishna is right here on the altar. See how nicely I have decorated Krishna. Today I put sandalwood oil. I did massage of Shaligram with sandalwood oil. Look at the beautiful garland of Tulsi. See how nicely, tastefully the flowers are decorated. See, Krishna is looking so. Come, come, come. Take darshan of Krishna. See how I have drawn beautiful face of Damodar. Look. In this way, Sri Gadadhar Pandit redirected Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu towards the deity in the temple. And Mahaprabhu stopped ripping his chest open. Seeing the cleverness of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, Mother Shachi Devi told him, Gadadhar, you are such a dear friend of Nimai and you are so intelligent. You saved Nimai's life today. Otherwise, I don't know what Nimai would have done. Give me this promise. No matter what happens, you will never leave my Nimai. Always be with my Nimai through whatever life does. Promise me you will never leave Nimai. And Sri Gadadhar Pandit, he promised Shachi Mata that all my life I will stay with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that, my dear friends, was the beginning of one of the most beautiful devotee relationships in the history of this world. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Gaur Gadadhar. Hare Krishna. Gaur Gadadhar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Mahaprabhu told only few devotees, 5 devotees, that he's going to take sannyas. He did not tell anybody. Sri Vishnu Priya Devi, Sri Shachi Mata, Sri Nityananda Prabhu. One of them was Mukunda Datta and Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Even Haridas Thakur was not told. Mahaprabhu took permission from Gadadhar Pandit. And Gadadhar Pandit's only question was, have you taken permission from Sri Vishnu Priya Devi and Shachi Mata? Then Mahaprabhu said, I will, but first I need your permission. And Gadadhar Prabhu said, Mahaprabhu, what is it that you will do by taking sannyas that you cannot do as a grahastha? Do grahasthas don't attain Krishna? Wasn't Janak Maharaj a grahastha? Isn't the greatest Vaishnava, Vaishnavanam Yatha? Isn't Shankar Bhagwan a grahastha? Isn't Brahmaji a grahastha? Wasn't Prahlad a grahastha? Wasn't Dhruv Maharaj a grahastha? Wasn't Sri Swayambhuva Manu a grahastha? Isn't Yamraj a grahastha? Wasn't Vibhishan a grahastha? One can be a grahastha and be a great devotee. You want to do Krishna Bhakti, remain a grahastha. Please don't take sannyas. Why you want to give pain to your wife? Your wife is only 16 years old. Your mother is getting old. She's a widow. Please don't take sannyas. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Gadadhar, when I take sannyas, I will go to faraway lands like Vrindavan and I will do very sincere bhakti there. And then whatever wealth I earn, I will offer it to all of you. I will be like the man of the house who goes out to work and brings wealth for the whole family. That wealth provides for the entire family. I will bring spiritual wealth for all of you. Navadvip Vasis, please allow me to go and take sannyas. Gadadhar Pandit said, whatever wealth you want to earn, you can earn here in Navadvip. Gangaji is here, Shaligram Bhagwan is here. There are great stalwart devotees like Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur. You want to leave their association and go looking for some higher association? Where will you get devotees like Shri Advaita Acharya and Shri Haridas Thakur? And Srivas Thakur is there. Stay here. Finally, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Gadadhar Pandit that Gadadhar, the fact is, I want to take sannyas. Taking sannyas will make me happy. But if not taking sannyas will make you happy, then to make you happy, I will give up my happiness and I will stay here. Shri Gadadhar Prabhu said, please do what pleases you. Do what pleases you. This is the attitude of a devotee. Krishna wants to drown the boat. Krishna wants to save the boat. Whatever Krishna wants, whatever make Krishna. Whatever, like our Govind Shah Prabhu always says, let thy will be done. Anything you tell him, let thy will be done. Hari Bol. But that is the attitude of a devotee. Let what Krishna wants happen. And I will assist in that. Karishye vachanam tava. This was Gadadhar Pandit, my dear friends. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri. He wanted to go where? To Vrindavan. But Nityananda brought him to Jagannath Puri. Brought him to Shantipur and then he came to Jagannath Puri. Sri Gadadhar Prabhu also traveled with all the devotees and came to Jagannath Puri. One day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting on the Chatak Parvat. It's a small sand dune in Jagannath Puri. How many of you have been to Chatak Parvat? There is a Gaudiya Mutt there. In fact, that was one of the last places where Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the beloved spiritual master of our Srila Prabhupada, lived. It was at Chatak Parvat that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada had the heart attack. And then he said, take me to the Gaudiya Mutt. And then he came to Calcutta, to the Gaudiya Mutt. And there he entered Nikunja. But he lived long time at Chatak Parvat. So 500 years ago, over 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sitting on Chatak Parvat. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is writing Krishna on the sand. It's a sand dune on the beach in Jagannath Puri. He's writing Krishna. And as Sri Chaitanya was writing Krishna, something hits Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's finger. And Mahaprabhu digs a little. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sees the top knot of Gopinath. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu digs further and he sees the beautiful deity of Gopinath. And that deity of Gopinath, very beautiful deity, threefold bending deity, very tall deity, was removed from there, from Chatak Parvat in Jagannath Puri by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gifted to Sri Gadadhar Pandit. And in a garden, which is called Tota in the Oriyan language, Odisha, that deity was installed in that garden. And therefore that deity is called Tota Gopinath. Haribol. And that Tota Gopinath became the worshipable deity, Ishtadev of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Sri Gadadhar Pandit loved that deity so much because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Gadadhar Pandit that Gadadhar, sometimes I may have to go here and there. I come and meet you only once a day. But please know that this Gopinath is non-different from me. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Gadadhar Pandit the history of that deity of Gopinath. Would you like to know? It is said that Lord Brahma at the beginning of creation worshipped that threefold bending form of Gopinath, and it was this Gopinath deity that gave Lord Brahma the realization of all the prayers in Brahma Samhita. That Chintamani Prakara Satmashukalpa, all those realizations came by worshipping this Gopinath deity. It was worshipped by Lord Brahma. And then when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing his pastimes, to assist in the pastimes, Lord Brahmaji brought his own deity and hid the deity there to be found by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These Brahma Samhita prayers were recited to this deity of Gopinath. So when you go to Tota Gopinath, please recite some verses of Brahma Samhita for the pleasure of Gopinath. When this deity was given to Sri Gadadhar Pandit was so overwhelmed with joy, he promised Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu I will serve this deity every day. I will never leave this deity. In fact, Mahaprabhu, today I take Kshetra Sannyas. Kshetra Sannyas means I will never leave this area of Jagannath Puri because every day of my life I will worship Gopinath. Hare Krishna. That is called Kshetra Sannyas. Shri Gadadhar Prabhu took Kshetra Sannyas, and for many years he served Gopinath in that garden, the deity of Tota Gopinath. I will tell two small pastimes and then I will conclude. We will have Kirtan and then we'll have Prasad. Please bear with me. Shri Gadadhar Prabhu, he was very attached to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every morning, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go and take his bath in the ocean. And then Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come and take darshan of Lord Jagannath. He would participate in the Upala Bhog offering to Lord Jagannath. And then he would take the first Mahaprasad of Jagannath of the day and bring it to Siddha Bakul, where Srila Haridas Thakur would stay. Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family, so he was not allowed in the Jagannath temple, but he was a great devotee. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would bring Jagannath Prasad for Haridas Thakur and sit there for around 2 hours, discussing Harikatha, discussing Nam Mahima with Srila Haridas Thakur. And those conversations in Samadhi were captured by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And that became the book Harinam Chintamani. There are conversations between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Haridas Thakur that would happen in the mornings in Jagannath Puri. Hare Krishna. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go and take his Madhyan Snan, his afternoon bath, do his afternoon Gayatri, take darshan of Jagannath, and then usually go to the home of one of the devotees to take prasad. After taking prasad in the house of some devotee, Sarabhama Bhattacharya, Kashi Mishra, different devotees will invite Shiki Mahiti. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come to Gambhira, his room, and take rest for around 45 minutes. Then Sri Chaitanya would get up, get fresh, and he would go straight. So he would go straight to Tota Gopinath. Take darshan of Tota Gopinath in the afternoon. And around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Shri Gadadhar Pandit would start his Bhagavatam class every single day. And in the audience would be Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Haridas Thakur would come. Srila Haridas Thakur could not visit Jagannath in the Jagannath temple, but Srila Haridas Thakur would come and take darshan of Tota Gopinath. In fact, there is a painting made by a professional painter commissioned by Maharaj Pratap Rudra, the king of Jagannath Puri in the 16th century. And that shows Shri Gadadhar Pandit reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is sitting. Shri Haridas Thakur is standing close by, hearing. And Maharaj Pratap Rudra is offering Dandavat Pranam. And devotees like Sarup Damodar Goswami Ramananda Rai are sitting and listening to Bhagavatam of Shri Gadadhar Prabhu. Shri Gadadhar Pandit would speak Bhagavatam for around 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sit and hear. And such was the absorption in Srimad Bhagavatam of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Gadadhar Pandit that they would hear and read the same pastime of Srimad Bhagavatam 100 times. If fourth canto Dhruv Charitra is going on, they would read 100 times. Dhruv Charitra, which we are reading in Bhakti Vaibhav. Hare Krishna. I don't feel anything. Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Dev and Gadadhar Pandit would read it 100 times, one after the next, one after the next, one after the next. And Prahlad Charitra, same. Seventh canto, 100 times. Such was the love for Srimad Bhagavatam that Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Shri Gadadhar Pandit had. Haribol. And then the final pastime. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Gadadhar Pandit that I want to go to Vrindavan. After taking sannyas, my original plan was to go to Vrindavan, but I was not allowed to go. Nityananda Prabhu wanted me to come to Shantipur, and then Shachi Mata told me to come here to Jagannath Puri, but I really want to go to Vrindavan. I have never been to Vrindavan. Please give me permission to go to Vrindavan. And Gadadhar Prabhu said, what is the need to take permission? Of course, let's go to Vrindavan. No. Not let us go. Let me go. I want to go alone. You stay here. Then I am not giving permission. The other Pandit refused to give permission. He said, why you don't want me to come? Because you have taken Kshetra Sannyas. Remember the day I gave you Tota Gopinath, you got so excited. You said, I take Kshetra Sannyas, I will never leave Gopinath. I cannot make your promise become false. You have taken Kshetra Sannyas, you better not leave Jagannath Puri. Gadadhar Prabhu said, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever you are, that is Jagannath Puri. So as long as I am with you, my Kshetra Sannyas is intact. Jai Gaura, Sai Krishna, Sai Jagannath. Wherever you are, that is Jagannath Puri. I am with you, I am not leaving you. Mahaprabhu said, Mahaprabhu's Brahmastra is this only. If you want to see me happy, then stay here and serve Tota Gopinath and do not come with me. Let me go alone to Vrindavan. When Gadadhar Prabhu heard this, he just fainted and collapsed on the ground unconscious. Taking advantage of the situation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got on the boat, crossed the river Mahanadi, and he proceeded from Cuttack. He proceeded towards Vrindavan, leaving Gadadhar Pandit crying, unconscious on the bank of the river. Sarvam Bhattacharya picked up Gadadhar Pandit and brought him back to Jagannath Puri. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Bengal. Everywhere Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went, hundreds and thousands of followers joined him. Hare Krishna. Who could resist the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He was the most beautiful, most loving, most perfect devotee. Dear devotees, we have to pray that in some lifetime we get to have one glance, Hare Krishna, of Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev with his associates. Anyone who saw Mahaprabhu became a pure devotee. And everyone who became a pure devotee became a guru. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they would go and make the whole village into devotees. Those villagers will go to other villages, make everybody into pure devotee. In this way, the Guru Parampara spread. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by millions of people, reached Ramkeli, where they met Rup and Sanatan Goswami. And it was Sanatan Goswami who told Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, where are you going? I am going to Vrindavan. With millions of people, you'll go to Vrindavan? Vrindavan is not a place to go with millions of people. Vrindavan is a place where you go alone or with one or two people and do bhajan. Vrindavan is a place for solitary bhajan. So many millions of people associating with you, accompanying you will create just a disturbance in Vrindavan. The fragile flora and fauna of Vrindavan, the fragile ecosystem of Vrindavan will be disturbed by so many people. Mahaprabhu did not say anything. This is an important lesson for us. When we get some feedback, when we get some advice which is a game changer, it just changes our plans. We should not hastily say yes and we should not hastily say no. We should think about it. We should ponder over it. Mahaprabhu did not say anything. Mahaprabhu came from Ramkeli to Kanai Natshala. In Kanai Natshala, there are many small gardens. And Mahaprabhu personally saw that this crowd of millions of people completely damaged those gardens. Because people, they come, they run, they jump, they sleep, they eat, they respond to nature's call. And there is no arrangement for so many people to cohabit in one place. So Mahaprabhu saw that, Arey, this Kanai Natshala gardens are getting destroyed by these millions of people who are following me. Sanatana Mukhe Krishna Amake Shikaila, Mahaprabhu said. Krishna spoke through the mouth of Sanatan Goswami. What Sanatan Goswami spoke is true. I am turning back and going back to Jagannath Puri. Hare Krishna. From Bengal, Kanai Natshala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not go further north to Vrindavan. He made a U-turn and came back down south to Jagannath Puri. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back, he came back pretty quickly. He had just gone for a few weeks. And Vrindavan is 100 kilometers from Jagannath Puri. If you look on Google Maps, 100 kilometers. Mahaprabhu came back in a few days. Devotees were wondering, how did you come back so quickly? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I never went to Vrindavan. I turned back from Bengal, came back to Orissa. Why, Mahaprabhu? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, because I broke the heart of Gadadhar. Radharani will not allow me to Vrindavan. Haribol! Because I gave pain to Gadadhar and I went without his permission, I could not enter Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu is teaching us, if you want to go to Vrindavan, take the blessings of the devotees. Hare Krishna. Vrindavan cannot be entered by buying a plane ticket. or a train ticket. We need the blessings of devotees, Vaishnav Kripa. And then later on, Gadadhar Prabhu gave permission to Mahaprabhu, and then Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan, stayed there for over 1 month, and came back. Gadadhar Prabhu, for all his life, he served Tota, last pastime, really last pastime. All his life he served Gopinath with so much love. But what happens to the human body? With time, we become old. Is there anybody who is experiencing getting old? I'm getting some bald spots. Sanatana Prabhu Santwana, he was saying, probably don't worry, it's because of shower, hot water. He told me. ठीक है, ठीक है. अभी ठंडे पानी से नहाता हूं. But we are all experiencing symptoms of old age. Beard is becoming grey, tuckle on the head. Play a little bit, we play, and then knees, shoulder. With time, whether we are a pure devotee or we are a Nastic, everybody has to go through old age and disease. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Doshanu, Darshana. Birth, old age, disease, death is for everyone. Everyone was born, or is there somebody like Draupadi came out of fire? Everybody was born. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Jara means old age. Vyadhi means disease. Mrityu, you all know. Gadadhar Prabhu became old, he had cataract, he had arthritis, and he could not climb up and do shringar, garland, put ornaments for Gopinath because Gopinath was very tall. So Gadadhar Prabhu was having difficulty doing Shri Archa Vigraha Seva for Tota Gopinath because of his old age and arthritis. Gadadhar Prabhu was thinking that I think I should get some other pujari for Gopinath, some young person, because I cannot do this. My shoulders don't go above the. I've got so many arthritis, so many problems, frozen shoulder, ityadi. This thought came as Gadadhar Prabhu was taking rest at night. Morning when Sri Gadadhar Pandit woke up, opened the temple, Gopinath was sitting cross-legged. Threefold bending form of Gopinath became small. He was sitting cross-legged so that Gadadhar Prabhu could just easily do deity worship. This is the Ye Yathamam Prapadyante Tam Sudai. This is the reciprocation of Krishna with his dear devotees. And even today, if you go to Jagannath Puri Tota Gopinath, first I thought Govind Chand Prabhu is showing me time. Bas karo Prabhuji, your time is up. But he is showing the darshan of Tota Gopinath. Hari Bol. Please show everybody. Vivek Prabhu ko dikhao. Yes, I will share. So even today, Tota Gopinath ji is sitting in Jagannath Puri. Yogesh Prabhu, he is the only deity of Krishna that is sitting cross-legged, like this, with the flute. The deity permanently sat down for his devotee to facilitate. I don't want another puja, I want you. Because Bhavagrahi Janardhan, he accepts the bhav of the devotee. Bhaktya tushchati kevalam nachagunai, bhakti priyo madhava. Tota Gopinath.
It's on WhatsApp if you open.
ये देखो. This one? See this. Hare Krishna. So this is Tota Gopinath. And if you go in the morning for Mangal Darshan, Mangalarti Darshan, only then you can see this form. Throughout the day, he's covered. No, it says painting, but this is photo. This is Gopinath. This is Tota Gopinath. This is how he looks. And there is Lalita Sakhi, Radharani. Shri Tota Gopinath ji ki, Shri Gadadhar Pandit ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Shri Gaur Gadadhar ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Thank you very much, dear devotees. Hare Krishna. Now we'll have Kirtan and then we'll have Prasad. Anybody has any question? Announcements. Anybody has any questions or comments? Yes, Mataji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan, then at that time did he take his vessel?
Yes, he took permission of Gadadhar Pandit and only then he went.
But he took that.
No, he told Gadadhar Pandit that it will give me great pain if you break your vow. So don't break your vow. Hare Krishna. Yes, better.
So, if it only happens in morning, does that mean the form changes in the afternoon?
No. In the daytime, the deity is covered with cloth. So you cannot see him sitting cross-legged. And then they put, they put make-believe feet also so that it appears that he's standing. But only in the morning you can see this Swarup where he's sitting cross-legged. Only for Mangal Aarti Darshan. 4:30. Anybody else? Any question? Yes, Mataji. Sophia Mataji.
This time when you were doing this is a question. We did 6.28 where you said Brahma's samsparsha.
Brahma Samsparsha.
What is the difference between sparsh and samsparsha?
Sparsh means to touch. Sam means samyak. Samyak means complete. So samyak rupena sparsha. Samsparsha. Complete touch, constant touch. That is samsparsha. Instead of just touch and go, it's not touch and go. It's completely in touch with, absorbed in, like that. Is that okay? Very good. Any other questions or comments?